So I think it's fair to assume at this point, everybody is familiar with this absolute clown, the Liver King. And just to let you guys know, I am not going to call this guy the Liver King throughout this entire video. Alright, this dude is 48 years old. You're Unk. You're not a king. Your real name is Brian Johnson, and, Brian will work. That will suffice. Now, if you're some kind of wormy beta and you are not familiar with the Liver King, let me introduce you to our primal king, our Liver King.
What up, primals?
And basically, this dude's entire shtick and rise to fame revolved around the fact that he was some kind of fake alpha male primal living influencer. And I do not want to stay on this topic too long, but basically, a primal living influencer is an influencer that promotes the behaviors and habits of our Paleolithic ancestors. And look, basically, the translation here is it's grown individuals that want to be barbaric. They want to be different. They think that they got some kind of special connection with the universe, bro. When in all actuality, they are far too gone in some kind of spiritual primal psychosis to realize that their behavior is just strange, cringe, and abnormal. Now, I think I speak for most people when I say we all recognize this guy because back in the day, he used to make shock content where the Liver King would eat raw meats and raw liver, bro.
Just scoop it out like that. Put it in the gullet.
But it didn't stop there because the Liver King had one favorite delectable raw selection, and it was the bull testicle.
Primals, this is what Liver King and QCP are having for breakfast today. That's right, bull balls right out of the fucking scrotum. Cheers. Tastes like pasta.
Now, you can only eat so many raw bull testicles to stay relevant, and soon enough, people got tired of the liver man shtick. But falling off wouldn't be good enough for Liverboy here, as he'd go on to be exposed for using steroids, which would alienate himself even further from his audience after they realized that he was lying about the raw meat being the source of his gains, bro. So this guy would be exposed as a fake natty, and look, I don't know how his followers didn't see this in the beginning, but they were following him, so I can imagine they're not that smart. This year, Netflix decided to drop a documentary on the Liver King titled Untold The Liver King 2025. And as you could imagine, this was not received well because who is this even for? Like, in the documentary, the liver chump gets exposed for being a complete fraud and for being a bad father and husband. So this guy has completely fallen off, he is totally irrelevant, and it's clearly hurt his ego. As for the last few days, he's been lashing out on the internet looking for attention like every other influencer when they fall off. But something about this is different, because for the last few days, the liver chud has been calling out Joe Rogan to a fight. And before I show you any of these clips, I just want to warn you, these are bizarre. Like, this dude calls himself the Liver King, but he sounds like the Liquor King in these videos, and it sounds like he just burned a fresh bowl of crystal meth.
Okay, real quick, PS. What I'm hoping is that you, Joe Rogan, are thinking, I'm gonna choke that motherfucker out, lights out, I'm gonna choke him out. And I kind of hope that if you win, that's how it happens, because like to wake up from that dream, that's a good feeling. And then anything else that you could break on me, break it on me. I hope that you won't feel me tap. That's never happening, tapping, because I have something actually to fight for. Actually, that's my family. I have a principle to fight for. That's what I'm, and oh, well, what if he actually does what he's saying? What if that would be interesting? That would be interesting.
Trust me, I know a midlife crisis when I see one. Alright, I know it's hard to come to grips with, but man, your time in the sun is over. Nobody gives a fuck about you anymore.
Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. My name's Liver King. Man to man. I'm picking a fight with you. Yeah. I have zero training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle me.
I mean, dude, look at yourself. You're an absolute freak. Look at you. You're suffering from palumboism because you can't stop shoving needles up your ass and then lying about it. And this entire time you're calling out Joe Rogan and his legs are shaking throughout this entire video. What's wrong, liver man? You gonna fucking piss yourself? Now, soon enough, Brian would load up the convoy and start to make his way to Texas to confront Joe Rogan. But before he left his house, he would drop one more video calling out Rogan, and in this one, this dude looks absolutely primal. Okay, he just got done smoking some meth, his eye pupils are two different sizes, and for some reason, his mouth is blue.
Record anything and everything. Because Joe Rogan, we don't have to make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man to a fight. Honorable. And we don't have to pretend or make any videos. The world is watching. They'll make the videos for us. And you don't have to hold a camera. You can hold the hand of somebody that you love, because what happens next to you, you're going to need to remember that feeling. You're going to need something more than what you did to give you something to fight for, because I have my family to fight for. And I'll die for them, you know that. And you're a black belt, but you've never come across something like this. Willing to die, hoping that you'll choke me out. I pray to God, because that's a dream come true. It feels good. And then the limbs, I'm fighting for my family. So limb. Go ahead.
Now, you keep hearing this retard talk about how I'm doing all this for my family, and my family is my cause, and my family. Well, guess what? When the Liver King decided to make this trip to Austin, for some strange reason, he forced his family to come with him. So that's a little strange. Why do you want your family there for some kind of confrontation? Why do you want to put them in any kind of line of fire or confrontation? This doesn't sound like a guy that cares about his family like you love to say. This sounds like a possessive, controlling individual that forces his family to do whatever he says. But thankfully, before the liver cunt could traumatize his family even more so than they already were, or get his hands on Joe Rogan, it actually appears that Joe Rogan reported this entire fiasco to the authorities. And this resulted in Brian being arrested at the hotel he was staying at in Austin.
Yeah. And these items for you?
I would take that with me.
Now, I do have a screenshot of Brian's official charge right here for making a terroristic threat. And I know people are gonna make fun of Joe Rogan for calling the cops and all of his Fed buddies on liver bitch here. But I mean, you gotta think, Joe is almost 60 years old, he has no business fighting anybody, and yet he's got this mentally unstable juice head trying to pursue him and stalk him so he can do God knows what to him. But for the time being, the Liver Queen is gonna spend a day or two in a cell with no drugs, no roids, and hopefully this will be some kind of detox for his junky ass. But let me know what you guys make out of the Liver Queen versus Joe Rogan in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notifications, and binge watch all my videos. It helps out the channel a lot. Make sure you like every single one of them, and like, comment, subscribe, and play my music.
The guy calls himself the Liver King, and he's this guy who walks around everywhere with no shirt on. I've seen him in Vegas with no shirt on, big bushy beard, super jacked, and he was telling people that the way he gets that way is by sunning his balls and eats raw liver and just lifts like a maniac, and that's how he's so jacked.
This guy literally right to my face would say, I am natural.
There's no way you can look like that.
What we do here is go back.